All right, we're on the stream. Say hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, stream.
Hi, stream. So we will start our show momentarily. We still have one more segment on television, and then we will begin to answer your questions and go through all of that. I just realized I still have a tie on.
I didn't want to say anything earlier.
Yeah, we just realized during the commercial that I have a tie on, and like, what am I doing? You know, I don't need to wear a tie. We're talking about sports.
Trying to outclass us.
Yeah. What are your final thoughts?
Wearing Bengals orange.
Yeah, that's what it is. You know me.
Who's
Buff State Bengals orange,
Hey,
baby.
there you go.
Let's go.
All right.
Go Bengals.
Go Bengals.
What's your final thought?
Hey, Sean McDermott, well done. You know, you play a guy like Joe Burrow, you got to be aggressive. You can't settle for field goals, and they were going for it on fourth down. I love that. On that Shakir touchdown drive, that's a fourth down play. Matt mentioned the fourth down play to Gabe Davis that kept the drive going. The end of the game, they could have taken a field goal to go up 7. But you give Burrow the ball back with a chance to get a touchdown and get the 2-point try. Bills go for the throat. They go on 4th and goal. They get the touchdown. I love the aggressiveness, Sean McDermott. That's how you have to coach to beat the top quarterbacks in the league.
Joe?
We've been talking about a lot of good things. I'm going to talk about a not so good thing.
You're allowed to do that.
Keon Coleman's route in the snow.
Oh.
That was he'd like to have that one back, I think. I mean, just these short little choppy steps, completely, tipping his hand to the defender. Mm-hmm. He breaks on the ball, and that's a pass breakup. He had a couple of catches, but Keon Coleman in this game had the fewest snaps of all 5 receivers. That includes Brandon Cooks, who got here a week and a half ago.
Yep.
If it's me, or I am not certain, as soon as Joshua Palmer gets healthy,
if Keon is playing.
If Keon is in the lineup, I think he could go back to being a healthy scratch. They are moving him around a bit, but it's very clear. They trust Gabe Davis, Khalil Shakir, and Tyrell Shavers the most. Joshua Palmer fits back into that mix. And I think right now they trust Brandon Cooks a bit more than Keon Coleman as well.
Sometimes I am guilty of being hyperbolic. Joe usually has to check me on it. He can check me on this again, and that is totally fine. For years, we have called Christian Benford one of the most underrated players in the NFL, one of the most underrated corners in the NFL. And you can still say that, but he's not just one of the most underrated guys. He's one of the best corners in the NFL. And you start to think about it a little bit, and you go, is he? The Bills don't ask him to do the things that some of the other elite corners in the NFL do. Every team's got 2 of them that are starting on the boundary. That's 64 guys. If he's in the top 10, he's one of the best corners in the NFL, and he's 25 years old, and he is ascending. So was he elite before this season? No, he was very, very good. But you know what he's starting to do? Make elite plays all the time, and that's how a player goes from being very, very good to elite, and it feels like that's what we are watching with Christian Benford. What a player. That
First
guy
defensive player in the history of the Bills.
Back-to-back defensive touchdowns. He was the defensive player of the week in the AFC last week, and he had a better game yesterday than he did the game before.
Yeah, they can't give it to him 2 weeks in a row.
Man, maybe they can. Voter fatigue, we shall see. Josh is going to win the AFC Offensive Player of the Week, so they probably can't do it on both sides of the ball. All right, we are answering your questions in the second half hour of the show. So if you're watching on TV, don't go anywhere. And if you're watching on the stream, start firing off some questions.
My question is, why are you wearing a tie?
Yeah, now I feel like, but now I can't. I got it. Then I'd have to take the headset off, and I got to do that whole thing.
You can't take the tie off.
All right.
You'd have to take the headset off.
I would have to take the IFB off because it's clipped onto my collar to take the tie off.
Yeah, but if you just you don't undo your ties, do you?
Huh?
Do you undo your ties?
Oh yeah.
Well, then you could just undo it and then rip it right out. No. You wouldn't have even had to do that. You could have just slipped it through the collar.
Hi, everybody.
Fascinating.
It was funny. Yesterday morning, I was getting ready.
The stream is watching Matt take clothing.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Yesterday morning, I don't need this anymore because of that's why. Hi, everybody on the stream. Guys, say hello. They've been patient.
Hi, everybody on the stream. We said hello.
We said hello.
Yeah.
We're very cordial.
Yeah, we are very cordial. All right. Leonard asks the first question here.
Raise your hand if you're from out of town.
You want to ask? Do you think they win out?
I love it.
Do you think they win out? I don't.
I
think they go 3-1.
I legally can't say yes or no.
Oh, Howard has to make you listen to the radio tomorrow morning.
Yep.
You think they win out? You're going to say it.
No,
You like Krabby Patties, don't you, Howard?
I don't know that reference.
You don't know that reference?
No. I'm just a couple
You don't
years.
watch SpongeBob?
No, I was.
Howard gets it.
I graduated from Nickelodeon a couple years before.
You think you're better than
me? No, because I'm a couple years older than you.
Yeah.
Remy doesn't watch SpongeBob?
Not right now.
Oh,
That's two.
I love SpongeBob. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm on the fence, obviously, about the two games, Patriots and Eagles. What gives me, I think they're going to win in New England if I had to guess right now. And then that Philly game, what I keep coming back to is they would not have been at home for the last couple of weeks, and Sean McDermott and the Bills have not lost more than one game to an NFC team over the last
it's crazy. Every year he loses
that right?
one. All right, we're coming back up.
Wow.
All right, second half hour. We're getting comfortable. Tie comes off. Business casual over here. We're relaxed, and we're here to answer your questions. The Bills now 9-4 on the season, following their 39-34 win over the Cincinnati Bengals. Matt Bove, Howard Simon, Joe Biscaglia just did the first half hour of the show on TV. If you're watching on TV, thanks for sticking with us. If you're watching on the stream, thanks for joining. Here we go. Melanie, who do you think is our toughest team to beat going forward? This is a question from Melanie, who is watching on Facebook. Who is the toughest team to beat going forward?
On the schedule right now or in the playoffs are we talking?
I think you can interpret it either way.
I would have interpreted she meant the rest of the regular season.
Probably.
I interpreted it as the playoffs. So
I think we're kind of getting ahead of things a little bit.
Let's do the regular season. Well, gotta get there.
They'll be in the playoffs.
They're gonna make the playoffs.
Okay. Who is the toughest game of the Final Four? Is it the Patriots? Because you could say the Eagles, but the Eagles is in Buffalo.
I think the Eagles are going to figure some stuff out by the time they get to them.
Sure.
So I'd probably go with the Eagles just because, defending Super Bowl champions.
I'll take New England. I just think Drake May's playing really well. I think the discussion about the Patriots in part is going to be who they've beaten. They've had a very favorable schedule. But whatever, you still got to go out and win the games. And they've won 10 straight games. Like even the best teams sometimes will have a bad day. So I think the Patriots, I think May's playing really well. We know what Diggs is doing. Henderson's running the ball a little bit better in recent weeks. Their defense has been good.
Yeah. They're also coming off a bye.
They are coming off a bye. I don't know
and they're home.
If was it Milton Williams was injured, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be back
for this one.
I don't think he's
anyway,
back yet.
I think I would take New England at this point.
This is from Guy. Did any of you really feel that the Bills were completely out of the game yesterday? I did. Now, I thought that when James Cook fumbled and then the Bengals went all the way down the field, ate a bunch of clock, and then took the lead, at that point I thought, stick a fork in them, they're done. Even when then Josh...
They were cooked.
That's why he's a writer.
That's what I mean. Even when Josh...
That would get me fired.
Yeah, it took Josh 71 seconds to get back down the field and score on that ridiculous rushing touchdown that he had. But even at that point, I just assumed the Bengals would go down the field again and score another touchdown to retake the 10-point lead. So I thought the game was done. I thought that they were going to lose. Hand up.
I don't know that I was there all the way, but it certainly did not look promising.
Yeah,
I will say that. I've tend to notice over the years to not consider any game to be done with this Bills team. It's just
that's the answer.
Yeah,
that's why.
And this is why the big picture stuff is important. Like they kind of channeled the no lead is safe Bills team from the past years, and they haven't been that team yet this season.
Yeah, that's fair. What did you think?
That's why, because the way the offense looked in the second half, I mean, it's not promising when you're down, 10 with 8:45 or something left. But the way the offense was playing, I knew they were going to keep scoring. I just had to make sure either the offense never let the defense go back out on the field somehow or just do something to help. I really thought that game was not over. I never felt they're going to, even after the Cook fumbled, well, I was pretty angry after the Cook fumble.
Yeah,
I'd rather not
definitely.
repeat what I was saying. But I never felt the game they were going to lose.
From my Mets fan brother-in-law, Greg, he commented, "Who cares what the seed is? Just get in.
Yeah.
Put Josh and Cook in bubble wrap after one more win," which I think is what a lot of Here's the thing that's interesting is
depends on what's the win.
That's what I mean.
Is the New England game the win? Because at that point you're going for the division.
And you're still going for the division.
Right.
I would be, and then there's another question, and actually go back to Craig's comment, who's watching on X, because I do think this is interesting. who is likely to return from the injured list, that will determine who they beat. So the guys on the injury list still are Spencer Brown, Joshua Palmer, Terrell Bernard, and Joey Bosa. It sounded like they all have a chance, but I would be overcautious, especially with like Bosa and Bernard.
The only one I'm confident that will return for this game
Palmer?
is Spencer Brown.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Joshua Palmer, I'm not super sure about because he has gone up and down with his
Yeah,
practice
it feels like there's been
participation.
some setbacks along the way there.
Yes, very much so. And Bernard, you don't need to force him on the field.
That's the thing.
Shaq Thompson is playing out of his mind right now. So it's like let this guy get fully healthy to where he is not a detriment to what you're doing because of his injury, and then figure out the linebacker rotation.
You have to get Brown back more than anybody else. No offense to the pass rush, which really wasn't much the other day, but I mean, Vandermark, it's just he's overmatched.
Yeah, it was noticeable.
So you need Spencer Brown. If you prioritize those four, I'd say Spencer Brown. I would obviously err on the side of caution with Joey Bosa. I need him healthy for the playoffs.
But it's like if you get one more win, when they signed Joey Bosa, the joke was put the guy in bubble wrap until the playoffs. Now you almost have a chance of doing that.
You do, but now even if they beat New England, you still need the Patriots to lose to either the Jets or the Dolphins.
Unlikely. It's very the
I don't know that it's very unlikely.
Okay.
They would still have to lose one of those
You're telling
two
me
games.
that the Dolphins couldn't win that game in Week 18?
Oh, they could.
And that's assuming the Bills have beaten the Browns
Yes.
and beaten the Eagles to set everything up.
We'll continue during the commercial. If you're watching on TV, we're going to break real quick. We'll be right back. If you're watching on the stream, stick with us.
I thought your Mets fan brother was
I
going to
was
tell me some Mets
so spot on with that time, Michaela, in the control room. She told me the out was 40:09, and we were out at 40:10.
Whoa!
Second difference.
Wow.
No,
Have you ever done that?
No.
been 1 second. Yeah, you know.
Well, we used to get out on time. We had to
Mike,
with
will the
television.
Bills re-sign Shaq Thompson?
They should.
They should. I think Shaq Thompson is a player that stays. And you know who else is somebody who I think stays? Well,
By the way,
yeah,
he's playing well.
yeah, Jordan
I
Poyer.
didn't think that was going to happen.
I was going to say I could see them keeping Bosa for another year. Almost the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Because they need a guy.
Well, they're gonna have to pay him more, and they don't have much.
You think they're going to have to pay him more?
Yes.
Has he been that much?
He's been healthy, which is the difference. That's the reason why they got a discount.
Sure. But what does Joey Bosa have this year? Like 6 sacks?
Doesn't matter. I mean,
does, though.
he has.
What does
It
the
does
rest-
and it doesn't because
what does the rest of the
he can
team
go
have?
out there and be like, well, look, I'm putting pressure at a higher rate than anyone else on
He
the
has
team.
5 sacks.
What does the rest of the team
Doesn't matter.
have?
That's the biggest disappointment.
His cap number this year, or his cap, what did he get? 13 million.
Yeah.
He's going to do better than that.
Well, I mean, if he really likes it here, I don't know. I'm just saying it sounds like he does, and you have a chance to win. It feels like that would be a guy that they would want to stay to do the exact same thing.
But they don't have the cap room.
Epenesa's
They're
a
going to
free
have to
agent,
make some
right?
sacrifices.
Isn't Epinesa free?
Here's
Where?
one.
Where?
Here's one.
Where's the sacrifice?
Would you rather have Joey Bosa for another year or Taron Johnson?
That's not in the realm of possibilities because they just redid.
They have like they can get out of Taron post June 1 for like $9 million in savings.
Yeah, but then you're pushing more cap down
I
the road,
know,
and Brandon
I
doesn't
know.
do that stuff.
I know. I mean, Leighton literally just said, what should they do with Taron Johnson next year? It's a great question. I don't know. Because the money there is interesting.
My guess is
Milano is interesting.
My guess is with Taryn, they'll try to renegotiate to get the cap hit down.
Yeah, which makes sense. And they probably do that with
Because
Dawson.
they do love Taryn.
They do love Taron. And Taron.
Yeah, Dawson's contract needs to be.
Yeah, they'll probably do a little bit
changed.
there.
Milano is up,
He is
or he
is out of contract at the end of the season.
Something
let him
Howard
walk.
knows nothing about. Getting to the break.
time
on
management.
No, getting to the break on time, which
It
is funny.
happened
The pass rush
sometimes.
Once.
is a problem. I think we're coming back momentarily, but the pass rush is a problem, and we can talk about that because that's not good.
Morgan Fox didn't do it for you.
Did he play?
Yeah,
11 snaps.
says what happened in those 11 snaps. When are we coming back, guys? Okay, 20 seconds. It's not a crazy take, but it's a little bit of a take. It's about the pass rush.
Okay.
All right, we're back in like
I'm
10.
ready.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We spent a little bit of time in the first half hour talking about Christian Benford. He was one of the guys that got a new contract. We've talked about James Cook. got a new contract. We talked about Josh Allen, got a new contract. Terrell Bernard, I feel like that's kind of null and void because the injury is very noticeable. Greg Rousseau is a massive disappointment right now. And my pushback is when you say, but he's good against stopping the run. This team kind of stinks at stopping the run. So really, like, I understand. Just because he's better than the other guys who aren't good at stopping the run, what are you going to say?
This is not your best take. It's a hot take.
$20 million. He has 3 sacks.
I understand.
$20 million. He has 3 sacks.
I'm not trying to be the you got to watch the film to appreciate him guy, but you got to watch the film to appreciate him.
What do I need to? He has 3 sacks.
This is you going on statistics. I understand.
He's paid to be a pass rusher.
I know.
I'm with you, so I want to hear what Joe says.
No.
Michael Hoyt played a game and a half and has 2 sacks.
But it's an overall picture.
I love this. Yeah.
It's an overall picture about who he is as a player. And what he is as a player is a well above average defensive end. And that is the going rate for a well above average defensive end.
Well, he's grossly
sack
overpaid
production
then.
is not everything for defensive ends. Sack production is not everything for defensive tackles. It's about pressure. It's about helping your teammates. It's about setting the edge.
Yeah.
It's about doing all the little stuff that helps everybody else out behind him. I am very much out on the idea of sacks being the end-all be-all in defensive ends and defensive tackles in general.
That is fair, and everything that you said makes sense. But the pass rush has continued to be a massive disappointment this year, and he is the highest paid pass rusher.
Who does he have lined up next to him on a weekly basis?
I guess that is somewhat fair, but who did Michael Hoyt have lined up next to him when he had a game and a half and was able to get 2
Greg
sacks?
Rousseau.
Fair.
I got a question because this is only going to be answered by someone who does look at all those snaps. Because I'm with Matt. I think you're getting paid to get to the quarterback. But I will listen to an argument where you tell me
necessarily.
But is he making? I'm not necessarily saying game-changing plays. Those are obvious. Everybody knows that. Is he making plays in the context of the 11 on defense that is allowing other players or the defense to get stops? But you just don't notice it's not Rousseau getting a sack or forcing a fumble. But what he's doing is making the unit more effective.
What he is doing, specifically against the run, too, he is walling up whoever is out there to where he is forcing the run back inside to everybody. And at that point, it's on the defensive tackles and the linebackers. And he does that so consistently, down in and down out. I mean, the length and everything that he brings to the table. I understand the contract and the APY, which is not super accurate because they can get out of it before all that money kind of comes down.
They have like 2 years
down the road.
Get out of it. Yeah.
But still, I get where you're coming from. But at the end of the day, for defensive ends, sack production is not the end all.
Pressures affecting quarterbacks.
He gets pressures.
Okay.
He gets pressure rate.
Because I don't want to discount the run argument,
but
I need him, an edge guy, to do something with the quarterback.
I hear you there, which is why they should continue to try and draft some, but they just don't do that.
This is my.
Who is the last pass rusher they drafted?
That has
on
been
the edge
in the first couple of rounds.
Ed Oliver,
Rousseau.
Yeah. No. Here's what I'll say. We have 15
on the
seconds.
edge. I was asking specifically.
Actually, we only have 15 seconds, so we're going to get ahead of this. If you're watching on TV, we're going to go to a quick break. I'm sorry. If you're watching on the stream, we will continue during the commercial break, and we can continue to yell at each other.
I've never yelled at Matt Bovin.
No. And this is an unbelievably fair point that you are making. My point is, of all of the contracts that they signed right now, this is
100% wrong. Terrell Bernard is the worst contract they signed without even hesitation.
But the Terrell Bernard one is so the injury is. So,
but look where he is in terms of where he is paid as a linebacker compared to where Greg Rousseau is paid as a linebacker. They're pretty much equal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one's a premium position and one is a relatively replaceable.
Right. So you're paying to the position as well. Terrell Bernard, even before he signed that contract, you guys know I've not been a super.
Terrell Bernard has lived off splash plays.
Yes, and he has been extremely inconsistent against the run, and he tends to get caught up by blockers.
Shaq Thompson has been good, and I understand that. But with what they committed to Greg Rousseau, it was supposed to be a step forward.
There is projection leveled in the contract for sure, but that's what makes the Terrell Bernard contract the worst of the bunch to me.
You know who else has been a I don't know if it's the player, but Shakir has not been.
Oh, I disagree wholeheartedly.
Shakir's a good player. I mean, he's their most legitimate receiver.
He's like,
What did you expect him to be?
What's he paid? Like 28th or 29th best money, which is going to go down.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Number one receiver.
It's
Like,
just-
No.
you had to realistically-
He was all, and I still think
solid
he is.
receiver.
He is a solid 2.
He's getting paid barely above Joshua Palmer.
That's nuts. That is nuts.
So what would you rather have?
Me, I'd rather have Shakir. He's very dependable. I think, but that's who he is. He's not going to get beyond that.
I get where you're coming from with Rousseau, because they did put some projection into it. Bernard's the worst contract. It's not close.
Well, that's a problem.
I know, because they can't get out of it.
Yeah. But hey, that's so tricky. So because he's your defensive captain too, and that leads to an entire thing of like when he does come back, you can't take Shaq Thompson off the field.
Nope. You're going to bench Milano is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're going to move Shaq Thompson over to outside linebacker. Then when you go to 3 linebacker sets, bring Milano on the field because you already demoted Milano.
And then you also kind of keep, Milano fresh and
exactly
ready.
So Bernard, when he's healthy, middle, Shaq Thompson, outside linebacker, Milano come on
Did
the
they bring
field.
Milano back?
I don't think so. I think this might be it. Unless he comes back on a very low contract.
Which is feasible.
Yeah, he has played better. I didn't watch the
One more
film
break
for this
after
one
this?
yet.
One more
but
break. Yeah.
I didn't watch the film for this one yet, but his last couple games, he's been really good.
It's the
I
Greg
wouldn't bring
Rousseau.
him back.
I just can't I understand what you're saying, but 3 sacks is so.
You're getting hung up on sack production when it's so minimal compared to overall impact.
I understand that the metric to use is pressures. I get
No, it's more than pressures. It's his all-around game. He does
short-
so much more than you
short
think
block.
he does.
How short, Michaela?
This is fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Got to keep these.
Put
guys.
them. Yeah. No, that's good. We have 2.5 minutes in this segment. There are a lot of different questions here. We could continue
Speed
to
answers.
We could continue to talk about Greg Rousseau, but is anybody really afraid? This is from Mike at 743. Anybody really afraid of Bo Nix, Trevor Lawrence, or Aaron Rodgers at his age? I mean, these are the big picture questions.
Matt might be.
He should
Well,
be
that's
afraid of me.
because he's intimidated by Aaron Rodgers. He shoved him.
You think this Greg Rousseau conversation was heated? Just wait until what Aaron and I are talking about come a couple weeks from now.
No,
No.
that's the easy answer.
Yeah. I mean, just get into the playoffs. This is your point. Is this the turning point that reestablishes them as a Super Bowl caliber team?
If they build off this, yes, because that was a much different win from them in 2025 than I have seen from them throughout the entire season.
I think I saw a stat today that they're undefeated this year when they score more than 20 points. They lost when they put up less than 20 against the Falcons, less than 20 against the Dolphins, less than 20 against the Texans.
They scored
20 on the number
against the Patriots.
So if they score more than 20 points,
20 or fewer.
Yeah,
they
that
are,
might be right.
which is a bananas thing to
They
say.
hadn't won a game under 28 points until which game they scored? They just scored 26. What game was it?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Pittsburgh.
That was the first time they won a game under 28 points.
We are close, obviously, to the Bills, covering them, doing the show, and everything. Take the Bills out of it. Who is the team that you think in the AFC is the most legitimate contender? Is it the Patriots?
Outside of the Bills,
Yeah.
the Chiefs.
Still.
Yep. Look at their schedule.
Spicy
Tell
take.
me they're not going 4-0 down the stretch.
Spicy. Yeah,
Somebody
but
tell
even
me
if,
they're not going 4-0.
but even if they go 4-0, they still need help.
I will
Who?
take.
They're beating 2 of those teams.
That's fair.
I'm not sold on their offense, obviously, but I think Houston's defense is so amazing.
Mhm.
It can counter an offense that's average.
I don't disagree, but I think CJ Stroud is very average.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
well,
agree.
that's right. But
I
I'm
agree
saying
there.
you can have. It's the reverse of the Bills. You can, if you have a dominant defense, the best in the league, and an offense just be average. Don't turn the ball over all day. You can.
I
win.
think if I was the
What
Bills,
usually
in
wins
this
the-
conference,
What usually wins in the playoffs, though?
if I was the Bills, I'd rather
Defense.
play.
QB.
yeah, well, not the Bills.
If I was the Bills,
I mean,
That's because they've
I'm
always
just-
gone up against
right,
Mahomes.
but they lose because of their defense.
All right. One more quick break. One more final segment coming up on the other side. I have a point during the commercial here. I would much rather, if I was the Bills, play against the Texans than the Patriots. Is that a crazy take?
I'd rather play the Patriots. I think the
I
Texans
think it's the
defense is a
quarterback, though.
bad.
No.
But it's a
I want
bad
nothing to
matchup.
do with playing against
I'd
Drake
rather-
May.
Drake May is not God's gift to the. He's good.
He's
Let's
good.
not make him
He's-
unbeatable.
He's going to be a top 5 quarterback within 2 years.
Okay, but right now, Are you afraid to face Drake
He's
May?
a top 8 quarterback.
You're afraid
right
to
now.
face Drake May.
You're not afraid to play anybody when
Did
you
you
have
see
Josh,
what the Texans defense did to the Bills?
Yeah, but they did that to a not.
I know. Spencer Brown wasn't 100%.
Spencer Brown with one arm and Deion Dawkins, who cleared concussion protocol, but then went back into the concussion protocol.
I would much rather take on the Texans and
because if you're going to beat
rely on Josh Allen to win the game,
I'm impressed with New England. I'm not going that far yet.
I just they found so many ways, and they did it against the Patriots as well. If they went and played against the Texans again tomorrow, I don't think they are making the same crucial mistakes that they made. I'm still not I'm still shocked they did not win that game.
Do you know against New England, they turned the ball over three times?
Yep, I know.
Once inside their own 10-yard line, that gifted them a field goal.
I know.
Allen fumbles at midfield and then throws a pick in the red zone, and they still lost on a 52-yard walk-off field goal.
Yeah, I know.
Like New England.
I don't think I would want to.
Howard, Drake May is legit.
I know he's legit, Joe. I'm not saying he's not legit, but there's a difference between legit and oh God, you can't be. He's not Joe Burrow either.
I think their propensity to lose is higher against the Patriots than it would be against the Texans.
I agree. I think if you go play the Texans and you score 24 points,
because of the quarterback point.
I understand what you guys are saying. I just think that's a bad matchup against that defense. Just see I won't say what they did to Mahomes because they were down 3 offensive.
Yeah, they're so good. You don't want to play either of them. You want to avoid both of them.
Pittsburgh.
You want to go play Pittsburgh and then play Jacksonville and then
Chargers.
Yeah, exactly. We're fired up tonight. Tonight was a good one.
I didn't have my fiber today.
No. This has been a good one.
That's funny.
We usually do, the final thoughts at the end of the first half hour. Is there anything in the show besides yelling at each other that we didn't do that you would like to mention?
Yeah, Matt Beauvais doesn't watch the tape.
No. I like.
I'm just kidding.
No, you're not wrong. Occasionally, little things that you were looking for, but I will not get off of the Greg Rousseau needs to be better.
He does need.
If they get into the playoffs and they need a big play, why did they go? And I get it. He
does need to be better, but you are not giving him enough credit as a player.
Fair. Okay.
Are we
surprised?
We settled it.
Are we surprised that I'm taking something to an extreme and not bringing reason into it? What did you have?
Sunday.
Yeah.
2 words. James Cook. He's going to have a big day.
You think so?
Yeah, because they shut him down in the last game. I think they're going to focus. Actually, they're going to turn their focus back on Allen because I think that game against Cincinnati freaks them out. I think Cook has a big day.
Here's what I'll say, and Joe and I talked about it. We talked about it on the show a little bit last week. It's still early in the week, and a lot can change. I am far more confident at this point in the week that they beat the Patriots than I was that they beat the Bengals. That is how good I think that Bengals offense is. I did not think that they were winning yesterday's game. I
picked the Bengals to win.
Did you?
Yeah, you did.
Before the game.
Yeah.
That's when I canceled my subscription Sunday morning.
Yeah, there you go.
Did you re-up it for the post-game read?
I'm waiting for the holiday sale.
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
There's got to be a promo code or
I was
something.
hoping you get me a free, a Thompson.
So we talked.
I can't even get my wife that.
Wow. What's my
Alan, Bills Rams Super Bowl, pack your bags. When I said the Bengals have the best offense the Bills would play again this year, they get to the Super Bowl and they play against the Rams, I'm allowed to retract my statement.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because that team is a cheat code
That
now.
is the only team that comes close to the Bengals in terms of quarterback wide receivers.
Yeah, and Jordan Love is weird because Jordan Love has games where he looks like he's amazing, and then he has games where he looks like he's just so unbelievably average.
Signed Jordan Love, owner in Dynasty Football.
Yeah,
Matt Beauvais.
Yeah, Matt Beauvais. But Matt Beauvais also
now we know the reason why.
Matt Beauvais also has Joe Burrow. All right, 30 seconds left before we have to say goodbye. Any final thoughts?
Joe, take a final thought. I don't have any more left.
I think he stole the words out of my mouth with the Christian Benford stuff. He is quite simply gotten to the point that I thought he could have this season. And it was a little bit slow early on, but last year he teased this potential.
Yeah.
And now he is realizing it. He is the best player on their defense. Not even a
I forgot. Final thought. Thank you, Josh Allen.
5 seconds. All right. Thank you, Howard. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Michaela and Michelle in the control room. I'm Matt. See you guys next week. Bye.
Nice stream.
Goodbye.
Oh, we had a lot of people on the stream tonight. A lot of people who are getting spicy.
Spicy.
Joe, full stop. Rousseau is absolutely horrible. There's no defending him. Numbers don't lie, and he doesn't have and never will have them. Burrow had all day to pick them apart, and setting the edge means nothing. Okay. I agree with Matt. Matt is right, Joe. WTF.
Is that signed by a Bills practice squad defensive end?
These are all my brother. No, I'm just kidding. All my brother. Bye, everybody on the stream. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.